Stranger Things fan cast episode 1. How's it going? Actually, no, the Dibdit podcast.
Episode 1. Welcome, Dibdit Nation.
Welcome, Dibdit Nation.
From sea to shining sea.
Dibdit threads, Dibdit, polish and brush, and all the others.
Dibdit diapers.
People hate how much we say Dibdit, so we're trying to say it like 60 times in the first 60 seconds.
It's funny because people were mad. The whole criticism is, they're mad at live selling, and everybody like only creators can live sell. And then we create a platform where anybody can come on and sell. And now they're mad at us for talking about it. You can't win.
They still don't. I don't know that they believe it that anyone can sell. They got to try it. You got to taste.
They're like, it sounds a lot like
Sunny D is
Tiquity,
delicious.
like it's not a real place.
Carrie, is that a new Mighty Ducks hat?
Yeah, no, somebody sent me this, and it was very nice of them.
Yeah,
I know he didn't get it at
So the new colors are orange and like black.
It's got an Aztec pattern on the
bottom. Yeah, it has an Aztec pattern right there. I'm looking.
I know he
I'm
didn't get it at garage sales because he didn't go.
Yeah, we heard you.
No, I didn't go.
He is lazy. I agree.
No, Dawn went to garage sales though, so that's good enough.
How did Dawn do?
She got some stuff. She was trying to tell me. I was like too busy not listening, but she found some stuff.
I love how like Carrie gets here and Kevin asked her that question, and I was like, no, don't answer it. We'll save it for the podcast. And the answer was he doesn't know.
No, she got stuff.
Glad we saved it.
I remember she was excited and she showed me a picture of something and I've forgotten what it was. I'm just going to be honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no need for smoke and mirrors. This is the Trash to Cash podcast. They're not expecting me to know this.
Kevin went.
Was she back before you were awake, Carrie?
No, I was awake before she got back.
She cut it off early because he was awake, technically, is what I heard.
Yeah. And we're also getting up at like 4 in the morning tomorrow to go to the Browns Junk in the Trunk. Yeah. So I'm like, do I really need back-to-back early mornings?
Are people supposed to think I'm at my house right now?
It's up to you, buddy. You're the incognito one.
No, I'm fine because this doesn't come out till Tuesday. I'm home by now.
I like your little creeper guy in the back of your room there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that creeper you're into Minecraft now at your home in Virginia, Kevin.
Hey, your room looks a lot like Elijah's, weirdly enough. Kevin is in town, guys. Kevin is in town. Welcome to Casa del Dave,
exactly.
Kevin.
We had to put him in a different room because of the smell.
I don't like to let people know I'm gone when my family's not.
He doesn't like how we smell, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Dave, even though Carrie tried to give me away multiple times on live things.
Yeah, he did try to blow you up.
I keep forgetting that it's a secret.
Yeah, well, that's because me and Carrie just broadcast our whole lives. We're not used to the Kevin
I'm
method.
streaming at Target, everywhere.
Hey, speaking of being down in Florida, boy, going out yard selling and stuff, it's everywhere. Like, I'm meeting people. I understand the incognito Dave now with the stuff. I mean, I get it. It's like, holy moly.
It's hard.
Crazy.
So did you get it recognized today?
Yeah, multiple times, yeah.
So Kevin drove all the way down here strictly to source because of eBay, but also really for footage.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean obviously for
fake eBay seller, you have to have footage.
Yeah, there's no sourcing up there. I do have inventory because I bought out Mike's giant trailer full of stuff, but I normally don't have enough footage to get through the wintertime. I'm close, but I needed a couple more videos. And my wife's getting tired of me. She said, head on out. I said, okay.
No, she told us that. She actually said,
hey,
can you
take him
convince
for like
Kevin
a couple weeks
to leave? So do you think it was worthwhile so far? You're only 2 days in. You got 1 day left.
Yeah, it's Thursday yesterday, and I did okay. There wasn't a ton out there, but Dave was nice enough to make me a little list, and I found some stuff and did good, met some cool people.
Dave
and
is
today,
good like that. You guys don't give Dave enough
yesterday
credit
started off like gangbusters. It was awesome. What was
That's
I
okay.
saying?
The recording is fine. So you were talking about your yard selling today and yesterday, and you said yesterday started off gangbusters.
Which I think is like a 1930s phrase that was used by Al Capone.
Get off your horse, or whatever your title said.
He talked when he was in where did he go? What was that prison he went to?
I don't know.
I just
saw the Rock, Alcatraz. And he had syphilis. I remember that. He did.
That reminds me of a message.
It's history, folks.
Back from Burnout says, I'm signing up for Kevin's new app when it launches just to hear the hillbilly quotes. So we could put gangbusters in there.
we should have a Kevin soundboard. That would be pretty good. Like,
we did.
Where's your dog?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Bring your dog over here. I promise. I just want to pet the dog.
Yes. Dog Day yesterday was
he had one of the best thumbnails ever, though, this week. It didn't perform, obviously, but he had one where he looked stern. You looked stern at the camera, and it said, Hold your horses, buddy.
Yeah,
like we were in an Errol Flynn Western from the 1950s.
If Clint Eastwood Clint Eastwood were to do picking videos, that would be his title and thumbnail.
Gee Willikers.
Here, give me my daughter back. Wait, that's Liam Neeson. That was a good movie too.
Taken.
And
yesterday
started just PG-13.
To get back on track.
It's probably R.
Yesterday, Dave sent me to a sale first, and it was good. There was only 4 or 5. It was a Thursday, right? And so I did pretty good. Today was I hit a little flea market first and did okay, and then it was like it was awful for an hour and a half. Terrible.
Yeah.
And then it picked up really good at the end. So I was super pleased.
Yeah, you never know.
Out till 1 o'clock on a Friday. You can ask Jimmy Old School Flips. He'll tell you. He came to Lynchburg one time and was going out. I didn't know he was there. He's like, where are the yard sales? Where do I find them? I'm like, Jimmy, it's Friday, dude. It's Friday. He's like, yeah. There are no yard sales on Friday.
Yeah, so. No, we have them every day. I mean, there's what they call the state sales on Wednesdays here.
Yeah.
And
people work
like every day too.
Virginia people work. So they can't have yard
sales.
Well,
we went out to dinner last night. It was just a random Thursday night, and it was like a 45-minute wait on a Thursday night. That's just the Florida retirees.
For the Scarface booth that we stayed where we ate dinner at that Scarface booth. That was a giant table where it looked like people would come and you'd have to talk to them. They had business deals and stuff.
45-minute wait because we had the VIP room, fancy, probably paid extra money for it. I'm like, can't we just go to Wendy's?
We didn't pay extra money. So I'll try to show it. Oh, it's not going to be in focus. I'll put it up in post. The restaurant. No, it was literally that's the only table they had that would sit 7, and so that's why we got that table. But I did.
And we only sat 3 there.
Made it happen. Yeah. No,
we encouraged ourselves. And talked about the future of Dibdit.
Yeah, no, it was. I thought that place was really good. The point was that in Florida, like where we are, there's yard sales every day because there's so many retirees. There's so many people that don't have jobs.
Dude, and restaurants are so much better in Palm Coast than they are in Vegas or other places.
All the elderly folks don't want to cook.
Yeah, so they just go out and they actually, like in Vegas, like you go to an Olive Garden in Vegas, it's like you made a mistake. It's like, why are you here?
Why are you at Olive Garden?
Nobody's supposed to be here. Whereas like in Palm Coast, it's like, oh, welcome to the Olive Garden. They got the napkin over their arm and they escort you there and they have like fiddlers come out. It's way different.
Your family is what they say.
You really feel like family. Whereas in Vegas, you feel like the family that they didn't want to invite over to their house.
Didn't Biscuit Butt own an Outback that went out of business or something? Because it's a normal restaurant.
He was the GM of a couple Outbacks. He didn't own a defunct Outback. That's like,
dude, they invented those in Mel's neighborhood actually.
Yeah.
She laughs at
lifestyle.
She laughs
there's
at
just
she's
people.
Like, we don't eat this stuff.
People brewing up blooming onions out in the Outback or whatever.
She's like, no, they
don't even fattening, blooming.
Okay, so Kevin got some videos. Kevin got at least 3 videos probably in 2 days.
At least
and tomorrow
4. Easy,
I'm excited about Kevin's first time at the Browns. Like, I don't want to. It's not like necessarily better than the Webster, but the vibe is better.
I love. That's my favorite flea market. In fact, like if you want to start getting into say, like wholesale soap. Right? Is that what's Hope?
Yeah,
if you want to start getting into Hope, it's the time.
Yeah,
it's the time to do it.
Well, I'm nervous.
You can buy some soap to flip.
After going to that little one today, and like I was talking to great people. Don't get me wrong, but I mean it was the first sale, and I had all these other ones to go to, and I talked to people for 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
like the Browns is going to be a little scary. Yeah,
dude, we got it.
3 of them.
Glasses on, hat on. You'll be maybe a hoodie going over the head, and then the hat.
I'll handle it. I just go up to everybody and just introduce myself as American.
Don't you want
okay,
to
so
talk
I think
to
we
them?
should listen. No, yeah. Let's make this clear because we're sounding like divas. Like I love talking with and hanging out with viewers, and there's several that come see me, and it's great to see them.
You though?
But we're trying to get footage generally when we're there, and there's been times where people have stayed by me a little too long. And the viewers get mad. They're like, "Why is this person not leaving? Like, why is he?"
Yeah, we all know to like bail when, especially during negotiations and stuff.
Yeah,
we
have a pretty good. Every now and then, we'll like accidentally like interrupt someone when they're doing a deal, but in general, we're pretty good about saying, "Oh, wait, he's doing a deal. I'll talk to him after he's done." Or if I'm going to add something, it's got to be actually an addition that's like useful or funny or something to the. So
it's kind of like how my viewers feel when I go picking with you.
Yeah, probably, probably, and that's why when Kevin came
like
down, me
Dave
and Carrie haven't gone picking with him.
To what your viewers are hoping for. They want. I don't know, Ned Beatty or something. I don't know who they're looking for when they watch you. And Dave's coming in like who's somebody cool? Like the kids, Dan Cortez, MTV's Dan Cortez.
I was thinking like Mario Lopez.
Yeah, Mario. Dave's coming in here like Mario Lopez, fresh from a workout.
Just dripping with animals.
I'm just Screech in the background.
I kind of encourage it because, I give people stickers, right?
Yeah.
And so they want to come and talk to me. And today, sometimes I feel like they're waiting until I give them the sticker. So I just give it to them.
You give out a creepy amount of stickers.
You should put a sign on your fanny pack that says, go ahead and reach on in.
Mm-hmm.
Then they don't even need to ask. You've given them consent. They can just grab the sticker and move on.
Consent given.
Kevin's just getting
full body fanny pack.
Groped at the flea market.
Just have it all circular. They can go from any direction.
That we talked about how there's no new titles and thumbnails. That would be a new one. Groped at the flea market. There you go, Kev.
Yeah, make them. Like if you want it, you got to get it.
You gotta
I'll just wear the T-shirt. No consent needed. Grab away.
This is your consent. Commonwealth picker. Talk about on brand.
It is.
Not at all.
Good night,
okay, so Kevin, you always say we're in the land of milk and honey. Is that you still feeling that?
Well, I mean, it's January in Florida, and I did good on a Thursday, and I did good on a Friday. So compared to where I live, it's like you can't get it's like a faucet of honey. It's pretty good. I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't know how anybody would ever run out of. I would pick differently. I would not pick up half the stuff I pick up if I knew I'd have. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because what are you doing?
Just keep going. I was just making sure we didn't.
Because I pressed my headphone and that
Carrie
happened.
Started playing something on the computer.
Apparently, if I touch my headphone,
stuff
just
happens.
Dave shows up in a video. It's weird.
Because I haven't been here in the heat of the summertime, right? So in my mind, this is how picking always is, and I know it can't possibly be in August.
No, I mean, I think I went to 2 sales today because we were just out of the house, me and the whole family. We just went to 2 sales. And we're out of the house, we go to 2 sales, and they were both quite great. And Carrie knows, he's been here for a couple months. Yeah. December and January are pretty weak. They're okay. We did okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But a lot of the weekends over the last 6 weeks or so have been pretty
we did
rough.
Really good when we moved here in November.
Yeah, November was great. Sales. That's where it tails off. And then December and January are kind of tough. And then February, which is about to be, is where it starts picking up and getting great. And so for the next February, March, April, we're going to be on our high hog. Yeah. Is that what it is? On the high horse?
On the high hog.
Yeah, yes. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
That could go in my app. That'd be good.
Yeah.
High on the hog.
Yeah. Wild Hogs. That should be our nickname.
Yeah.
Wild Hogs.
I will say, I don't want to be critical
I call Tim
of Dave.
Allen or the other guy.
I don't want to be critical of Dave, but because he was so nice to make me my yard sale list. But my two
You're allowed to
biggest
say
mistakes,
anything mean as long as you say I don't want to first.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
My 2 biggest mistakes today were that there were 2 estate sales on the list, and the first one was unbelievably expensive.
You heard me tell him last night I would skip the estate sale.
Then why'd you put him on the
table? I was zoned out. I don't know what you were talking about.
I don't remember that.
I said I put the estate sales on there if you get desperate, but I would skip them and go back.
I wish I would have.
So Kevin is upset because you made a list for him on where to go when he was doing nothing, by the way, this whole time. And then you told him how to handle that list. He didn't pay attention to that part, and then he's complaining post haste.
So what I do, a little inside baseball when I'm going sourcing.
You should have wrote that
the night
on
before.
List. Don't
I
go to
estate
these.
sale. Estate sale is enough to know not to go down in Florida.
Wait a minute, I'm not done, and then you can explain yourself how your system works.
All right.
The first sale I went to was ridiculous. Insanely expensive. I waited 20 minutes to get into it, which was a huge mistake. Then I went into it. Then I left almost immediately because I was like, oh my gosh. And then I went to the next estate sale that Dave had starting at 9, and they're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, isn't there an estate sale? They're like, yeah, 11. I'm like, And so I'm getting disappointed
9
that
might
this
be
is going to be a
time.
Bust. Yeah, it was. That's exactly what it was. It was beautiful. I still took footage. The house had to be like a 4 or 5 minute. It was insane, crazy. But then I'm like, because for me up there, it's like if you don't hit it early, you're not going to hit anything.
That's not how it works in Florida.
So I'm like, I'll just keep chugging along. I need footage. I want to buy some stuff.
I can just see Kevin now just going from sale to sale, sad, listening to Gordon Lightfoot on his 8-track machine.
And just, you know what I was thinking?
He listens to Avril when he's sad.
Oh, does he?
I'm thinking... Like you do? I went down to where Dawn was at, and Dawn came up here. Dawn's going to be like showing me all these suck it videos, and I didn't find anything when I was down here. That's what I was thinking, but I did. I found the rest of the day.
I don't think that was clear for the people. Dawn went to a different town, and Kevin went south.
And she went north,
Dawn is going to show off the things she found that Kevin would have found if he was a better picker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I mean that's just not the way it works in Florida. There a lot of people are slow to get up, slow to start. Even the pickers are not that.
Imagine a world where people are somehow older than you, Kevin.
You know what? I get it though, Kevin, because I lived in Raleigh, and in Raleigh sales started at like 6:30, and by 11, if you hadn't scored, you lost. The day was over. By 11 a.m., the day was over in Raleigh.
People complain about early birds and stuff. Listen, if yard sale starts at 8 o'clock where I'm from, and you're not there at 7:30, you are late. Like, it's done. There's nothing there.
And I probably said this 3 years ago when I moved down here, but it's because a lot of the people where I was in Raleigh, they have young kids, they have a schedule, they have things to do. They start the sale early, they finish by 11 so they can go do their chores and their errands and stuff like that. Here, they ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing to do. They're going to start it at 9, and they probably won't open the garage till 9:15, and then they're going to go till 4 in the afternoon, and they don't care.
That doesn't
happen. If they only started at noon, it would be perfect.
Yard sales where I'm at, they're done. 12 o'clock, it's over.
Yeah, that's not how it works here. Well, I went to one. And one of the ones I went to, I didn't really source much because I was with the kids and stuff. I bought some Madame Alexander McDonald's dolls because I love those, and I do like them. I'm sorry, and a lot of people on Dibdit like them. We like them. We as a group like them. Okay, and so I got some of those, and I got some Squishmallows, and I took a video for Kevin. I said, Kevin, you should come here because there was like a lot of cool items, and there was one little bolo there that Kevin can talk about if he wants to or not. Yeah. Maybe I made him spend too much money on it.
A lot,
but. I was really surprised that I was talking to the guy. I was like, so when are you going to be here too? He's like, at least three. And Kevin's like an hour and a half away. And I was like, don't rush. There's a thing that might be worth $300, but it's going to be there when you come at 2. It was like at 11 a.m. I'm like, no one's coming. So you're good in 4 hours. And you showed up 3.5 hours later and it was still there.
Yeah. So, and I offered $100 for it. And he's like, oh, no. I'm like, that was my starting offer, $100, right?
Which is why I told you probably should pay max. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which I would have normally done less. But he said he was a reseller. You could tell from the get go. I'm like, how much are these? He's like, how much will you pay me for them? I'm like, no, you don't have a price, whatever. He wasn't playing any games. He knew I had a camera, whatever. And I'm like, I'll give you a $100 bill for it right now. He's like, no. I'm like, jeez. But I ended up getting it.
He could tell you were Hollywood from California.
Yeah. Stack of Corvette manuals and the item, which I won't say what it is, for $180. Carrie would never do it, but I'll say it's going to be an easy seller.
With sports cards, I might.
Easy seller, 300, maybe more because it's pristine. Oh, here, Carrie. That's the other thing. I go to this sale at like, I don't know, 1040 or something. At this point, I'm thinking there's going to be nothing left. This is awful because this is, what happens to me. And
you Carrie, got to retrain yourself in Florida.
I go to this sale, Carrie, and I'm like, "Ooh, Carrie'd like to be here." What is it, Tortuga? What's the minor
Daytona Tortugas?
Daytona Tortugas, yeah.
And they got bobbleheads. They haven't never been opened or anything, and they're $2. And I look and there's an Ellie Dela Cruz. I'm like,
dude, did you buy that? That's like $60-something.
Oh yeah. I bought them all. There was like 6 or 8 or 10 of them.
Yeah, for a short time. I think it's a Cincinnati Reds affiliate.
It is.
I still have one left. I sold one on Whatnot, actually, for like a good amount, like 50.
I've sold probably 20 Tortugas bobbleheads living here.
But Ellie especially, Ellie De La Cruz is like a hot
There was only one of those. There was like, I think I bought 10 or 8 or something, $2 a piece.
It doesn't really matter who it is.
I was like, sweet. That was a good sale. So
it's nice to see Kevin sourcing again. He's just different when he sources. He's just happier.
Yeah, exactly.
And notice I didn't send a suck it video to anybody.
You should have.
I'm happy.
We'll do it. We'll film it after.
That's not a
I did send one to Mike.
We are going to continue to do it.
I sent this.
You got the good drink. The
ice in the drink.
His favorite.
Because I got stopped on A1A for 20 minutes. I'm sitting there in construction. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Vanilla. Yeah. Well, I also sent Kevin on the scenic path because that's just how I roll. But maybe that got him in trouble. My bad.
No,
Usually
I like
it's a beautiful road to ride.
It. I sent pictures to my wife and showed her this and made her want to come.
You
down
still got to
here.
bring her down here for a trip,
know.
like a family trip or something.
She wants to come. If we didn't have all these darn kids,
when gymnastics ends, maybe.
Yep, it'll be fun. Yeah. Maybe just me and her.
When's your season end? May.
We'll all come.
Your season ends in May.
I don't know when it ends.
May,
I just keep going.
Yeah, no, I didn't source. I was all in on sourcing this weekend. I was gonna go with Mama Picker on Friday because I have like no footage with her. So I was going to go with her, but I was, I'm just so sacrificial. I'm so wonderful that I just let Kevin do it. And I told him where to go. And
because Kevin
really called amazing.
We were talking to Kevin earlier in the week, and he was crying about how he didn't have footage.
Like, no footage.
Like, please help me.
I wasn't crying.
Remember when I used to get footage?
Remember Tatooine?
Remember Jabba the Hutt?
This is yesterday when we're going to dinner. We should just record it. Just give a camera to Tina and just film the car ride, and we could do 20 minutes less of this. This is all it was for like an hour.
We did member berries for like a good 15 minutes.
It was fun though. I enjoyed doing the member berries. You who know, about the member berries. Mm-hmm. And Kevin, I think we went to the sale you went to yesterday with the makeup as well. That's why I brought Tina. So
Polish and brush.
Yeah, the one that was supposed to have Clinique.
.com, right? It's not a .net, right?
Yeah. And Tina did find some flippable. She found some flippable makeup. She found like a Michael Kors body wash. And
did that lady have? Was it in her like a circular driveway?
No. So maybe it was a different person. It was just a straight driveway. It was in the garage mostly.
I don't remember. I don't know. They all blend together.
Yeah, a lot of the houses look the same in Florida.
Oh, I like this. I can see the comments from the secret episodes.
Oh,
and
wow.
Sue Ferris says, "Sorry, this is a secret episode, so she's a Patreon, right?" She says, "Sorry, but I miss Kevin. Dave is a messy reseller, and Carrie just sells cards." I like that comment.
This is true. Like
fair.
we are
That's
terrible,
fair.
and by the time this comes out, I will have announced my big news, so we can talk about it a little. We probably should talk about it.
Yeah, why
a
not?
little.
It's going to be an
probably get a number one on the podcast too.
Just do it. Just double up.
I'm quitting eBay.
Dave is quitting eBay.
I'm going to try the Paul and the Josh.
You're just going to do a Blackstone recipe a day, right?
Here's the problem, Dave. Nobody's going to you clickbait people for 4 years, and you expect them to click on that video, but it's
Kevin,
true.
As long as you're right, not clickbait. I am, and it's Paige really inspired me. I have to thank the 1 foot flipper because he accused me of this, and then it like set a brain worm in me, like an earworm. Paige put his worm in me, okay?
Paige.
And he said Dave's going to be a live-only seller. And then, like, the more I thought about it over the last week, it has been, like, working on me. That one statement
I love when Dave's like this, because, like, I'll hear you mention, like, it's a pretty good idea. Yeah. It's interesting, like, and I'm like, okay, give it.
Then I go all in.
Yeah, like, sometimes I know it's, like, tomorrow he's doing this.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of times you'll be like, guess what I did yesterday? I took everything off eBay and re-put it up. I'm like, yep, that's a Dave thing.
It was like when I moved to Florida, and I was like, Brandon, I might be moving to Florida. And he's like, okay. 2 weeks later, I said, hey, you want to come help me pack my U-Haul?
I personally love the idea on so many levels. I think it'll do really well with the people who hate you on your channel.
Yeah, they're going to love to hate this even more. They're going to say, oh, Dave.
But I also think it's going to work, and it's going to help Dibdit a ton. So I think it's a great idea.
Okay, yeah,
I'm going to be doing more card auctions.
Let's give some more detail. So I have decided, at least for 90 days, to shut off eBay, shut off Mercari. I'm even going to cancel my store subscription. Why not save the money? Because I'm paying the like expensive one. It's like $100 a month or something crazy.
Dude, do it.
I don't even know why I signed up for that one, because I was confused about the listing limits, I think. And I just haven't fixed it for the last 2 years. Yeah. So I'm going to cancel that, and I can always go back to eBay. I can always go back to Mercari. I can always go back to all that stuff, right?
You could even take your listings, down and then repost.
And it's not just because I'm below standard, because I talked to eBay and they said they're going to take away 2 of my strikes because both items have gotten delivered. That was 2 days ago, and they haven't done it yet. So if they don't do it by tomorrow, I'm probably going to fuss about it on my video I record. Yeah. But they should have. They said they would do it because the customers got their items. But I could keep selling on eBay. But honestly, I'm not good at storage and finding things. We all know this. Like, how many videos have I done where lost customer item? There's this, like, the vision of being the live seller, because this is what I'm talking about, going on Dibdit full-time. Literally, there's so many Dibdit platforms now, right? There's Dibdit Threads for clothes. There's Dibdit something
Dibdit.
else. I don't know if there's normal
Dibdit.
Dibdit. There's
Squared.
another
That's
Dibdit I don't know if I can talk
calculators
about
only.
yet.
We're
and then
close.
there's Polish and Brush for makeup. And then there's
Shop
Dave's
Comments.
Kitchen Market. There's if I want to sell something in bulk, I can use comments. There's Dave's Kitchen Market for all kitchen stuff. So literally, like, everything I have, I can sell on District, and I've got lower fees by a lot, and I can do lives. And I'm good at lives. Whether or not I love lives, I'm good at lives.
I love it because I'm going to source from Dave on these lives.
Yes,
because you're not going to get eBay value for them, and I'm excited about that.
No, but the thing is, I can sell so much more. So I went and looked.
I love how good Kevin is at podcasts. How he's just playing devil's advocate just for show here. I love that. Keep it up. It is cute. I like it.
Hey, I'm an eBay seller. So I will always
90 days.
Well, maybe not always
buddy.
eBay. Static seller.
90 days I've sold 486 items. Okay, on eBay.
On eBay. Okay.
On eBay. So what is that per month?
That's
150? 150? Yeah, about 150 items, 160 items a month. Okay, and now my average sale price on eBay is pretty high. So I did the math. My inventory is like my ASP. If I was to just divide it evenly, it's $37 an item. There's no way I'm getting $37 an item if I sell it on Dibdit, but I'm selling it way faster. I'm going to sell a lot more than 500 items.
The whole idea of
God.
Dibdit, right? The whole idea of live selling is the turning over of money quicker, right? So that money doesn't sit for 6 months, and hopefully you can compound and do
your
3 or 4
Dibdit
sales and up your money.
Yeah, your Dibdit ASP is going to go up though because you're bringing everything. You're bringing awesome items to.
Yeah. My 90-day, I have a $51 ASP on eBay. I am not going to get a $50 ASP on Dibdit. Nowhere close. It's probably going to be closer to $9, $8, maybe $7.
No, you're wrong. I think
you're going to be more like
I
about
think
18, 19, I bet.
Yep, I do too, because you're going to bring $100 items over there. And
I imagine if you put a $100 item up with recent sold comps, you're going to do a good percentage of that.
Well, the PEM truck buy.
At least enough for somebody to flip it.
Remember the Browns? We did the PM truck buy where I bought all those die-cast trucks. So I paid $7 a piece for those. Okay, I sold one today for $100.
But here's
$100. Yeah. I have 4 more of them. I'm going to sell on.
But
Dibdit.
Here's the thing: you already won because you paid $7 a unit. You make the money on the buy. So if you sold one at 30, 40, whatever. You're not making as much, but you're making it right away instead of having. Who knows how long those would sit on your shelf? A year, 2 years.
He'd have to refund the person because he sold.
Yeah,
it
because he lost it.
Else.
It broke because he put it in a poly bag or something. Now you just break it and you can refund him quicker because it'll sell quicker.
My fear is that because I know I'm doing this, I'll source worse because I'll be afraid to buy better items because I know I can't get eBay value anymore. But I'm hoping I can conquer that hesitation.
That is like
it's going to be a challenge, though.
That is the live selling fear number one is putting up good stuff.
But I got to get over it.
I struggle with it every time.
I'm going to go all in. I've got 1,100.
I'm not good at it either, so I don't know if I ever will be.
1,100 plus items that are listed right now that I'm going to start running on the auctions. And I'm just going to run every single one. It doesn't matter the category. I'm literally running it all.
Dave, I'm going to make a suggestion. Go invest in some big boxes because there will be people who you are going to be their source. They're going to buy, if you do multiple shows, they're going to buy like 30, 40 things.
I want to get on a schedule like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like noon to 2 or something every single time.
Yeah.
And just be selling.
Dave inspired me. I think I'm going to do like 3 or 4 Dibdits next week with just cards.
So I'm going to do the clothes on Threads. I'm going to do the kitchen stuff on the kitchen market. And I'm going to do the pop culture and everything else kind of. Dibdit's going to be like
when are we going to start lives on Threads? We're not there yet, right?
That's where people are going to really make money.
If you do one next week, I'll do one with you.
I might do one. I need
That's
going to
be the best buys. People on the smaller marketplaces that we're trying to build, you'll have a smaller audience, and they're going to be able to get better deals.
But I don't care.
But we have social media. I mean, that's just
it's
the honest truth.
It's not supposed to be an ad for Dibdit right now, but it feels like one. But it's just what I'm doing. And someone yelled at us for talking about Dibdit a lot, and my response was it was John, which I love John. Yeah. John's been with us forever. The reason we talk about Dibdit,
we're going to double down.
Well, no, the reason we talk a lot about Dibdit is because we're passionate about it. Yeah. Like, we talked a lot about Whatnot when we were doing Whatnot a lot. Yeah. We talk a lot about eBay when we're not doing live auctions, and we talk a lot about Dibdit because we're doing Dibdit right now.
But we've talked for years about this. We've argued about it. You guys were way into live selling before I was and all that. But the biggest complaint always was, for years, that Joe Schmo can't go on Whatnot and make money, and so they don't want to hear about it. And so we literally made a site that people could succeed on, and so far they have. and now they're complaining about it. So we're not going to, obviously I'm not going to be a live seller all the time, but it's part of my business now. My goal is 100,000 on Dibdit, or Dibdit in all of its branches, and 150,000 on eBay. I bet Dave, if it depends on how much you push, I think you'll get to, what's Harry Tornado? 200,000 is his goal.
That's
and whatnot.
His goal is 200. I'd like to see if I could do 200 in live auctions. It's going to be
But you started
hard.
late, right? You're a month late.
I'm starting late. Yeah, a month late, and I don't.
Josh, you don't have soaps.
Listen, the benefit Josh and Chris have is bins. They can source at the bins, and I can't. I have to sometimes pay $5, $6, $7, $8.
You can drive to Orlando. I'll go with you.
It's only clothes. I don't want to source clothes all day.
Dibdit threads.
I'm not interested.
Dude, I got clothes today, and it's because of stupid Dibdit threads. I wouldn't have bought them, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I can make
heck of a sales job, Kevin.
It's going to be a
challenge.
Come
join stupid Dibdit threads.
Once I sell through the 1,100 eBay items and my death pile, which I haven't touched. So I've probably got like 2,000 items to get me started, and I'll just keep sourcing.
There is something, though, about the idea of freeing yourself from your inventory and moving it. Like, we've moved twice in the last 2.5 years, and we've gotten rid of almost all our inventory except my cards, pretty much.
Yeah.
Both times. And there's something really invigorating about it. Like, to start over, come up with new plans, come up with a new idea.
Systems.
Like, I mean, I
space.
don't sell hardly anything on eBay card-wise anymore. It's all Whatnot, Dibdit, and some other random places.
Well, I think it really kind of got to me, and I talked about it a little bit in my Flipper video because I couldn't find something again. And I was like, man, this keeps happening for years now. I am losing my freaking eBay
You're
inventory.
not good at eBay.
And
That's why you're quitting.
And then I spend weeks cleaning it up, and then it gets bad again. And I'm like, okay, so I need to stop expecting something different and not change anything. Like, if I'm going to expect something to change, I would have to do something different. And so why don't I try something different for a couple months?
And you're also
and see what happens.
Swimming in cottage cheese money.
Oh, yeah.
Just swimming.
Yeah.
I'm most interested, Dave, I'm probably going to watch your channel. Thank you, Dave. I'm probably going to watch your Flipper channel for the first time, like, religiously, because I want to see the system that you set up. Because now you have all this space, right? Once you get through a big chunk of that, you can set your system, like, incoming, selling, and organizing to ship out one time a week. I'm just interested in that.
Here's the thing, too, about content that I think is interesting. There's so many people for years that have done flipping about eBay, Mercari, Bonanza, they've even talked about for no reason at all. And people are going to say you're going to lose some of your following because you're not talking about eBay anymore. But you should probably gain following from people who are into live selling. It might be a lot of whatnot type people at first, but I think there's a big demand, in my opinion, because like you just said, Kevin, you're going to watch those now because you want to see what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm a live seller.
Exactly, and there's going to be more live sellers, whether people like it or not. There's going to be more and more every year for the foreseeable future.
The complaint right now about Josh's stuff, and I haven't talked to Josh about this.
And we complain amongst ourselves about Josh.
Yeah, is that it's not as relatable.
We do.
It's not as relatable. I think it's a little more relatable on Dibdit because more people are able to go in there and grow without an audience.
Second Love is selling more than you.
Listen, our top seller on Dibdit is going to do over $5,000 this month, and they don't have any social media following at all. They're just on Dibdit selling consistently.
Are they not on Instagram or nothing?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
I don't think so. So, I think that what Kevin's saying is right. I think the idea of setting up the whole garage, because I was talking to Carrie and saying, man, my fantasy is to have like a 4-car garage. He's like, why? You're just going to fill it with more crap. That's just going to sit there. And I'm like, that's a really good point.
I am telling you, when I met Don in 2014, I had a 3,000 square foot building that I ran my auction downstairs, my shop upstairs. I had 3 storage units, a 40 by 10, a 10 by 30, something like that. They were all completely misused with, like, I just filled. All I did was fill and fill and fill. Death piles here, death piles there. And I've gone the opposite. I will not have a storage unit anymore.
Yeah.
I am just churn and burn. And if it's a bad buy, we're going to get rid of it soon because we screwed up. It happens.
I know a lot of people, and I've even said it myself, like the death pile is kind of like a security savings account.
I get that.
Right?
I do understand that.
And so there's like probably a little bit of fear that comes along with getting to a point where you have nothing on the shelf and you have to go source so you have something to sell for your life.
But you live in Florida. But I live in Florida. Me.
I have thousands of cards.
No way
I have
could do that.
Low storage for my stuff, so I do have a backlog.
Well, I'm talking about me because part of this, the fantasy.
Well, you're going to start getting into Hannah Montana cards and other things.
The fantasy would
You're going to be a card person soon.
Literally, this is a dream. To in 90 days somehow sell every single item
that is
in that garage and be at a point where I bring in inventory And the minute it comes in, I go live, I sell it that day or the next day.
It's the freaking dream, dude.
It's the dream, right? But as soon as your leg breaks or something like that,
but you're also making so much more income because you're selling consistently.
We can do in August.
Yeah, maybe you have a bigger savings account.
Yeah, exactly. You could afford to take a week off because you
So, Kevin, that's a really good... I hadn't thought that far ahead. I'm not generally one to plan or think. So that's a good... Thank you for saying that. I'm going to think on that next time I poo-poo. That's when I do my thinking.
I got a strategy for you.
I'm gonna go to yard sales up north
at 2 a.m. when I wake up in a sweat.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
what, Kevin?
Yeah. Well, you have that storage container. You could source, during the great months, and you might not be able to process it as fast, and you could put a load or two in there. If you've got a massive amount, I think you're going to buy more. I don't think you're going to buy less. I think you're going to buy more.
There's a possibility, because I'm getting the money so much faster from the items, that I might end up having more money for flipping. Because I'm processing it, so I'm not just buying it and it's sitting on the shelf for 4 months. I'm buying it, and I'm only getting 10% of value or whatever it is, but I'm getting it so quick that I can continually
First off, you should be getting more than 10% of...
Well, worst case, right?
Oh, so, you're going to get more than that. Good
Did you press a button again?
Yes, and it's doing every time I touch this ear thing. Now it's
Stop touching your ear.
Yeah,
because I got a thing in there. I'm not used to having stuff in my ears.
I got a thing in my ear, and I don't touch it.
So
weirdo.
A lot of subtext.
We're not. This is not a Commonwealth freak-off. Calm down.
Okay. Anyway, so I think there's it could be I think it's going to be an interesting experiment. I might totally fail. I have a backup plan. Okay, the backup plan is I make YouTube money for cooking.
No, but here's your backup plan too. Your backup plan is eBay. Nothing is going away. Yeah. You can restart eBay and get the ball rolling in 3 to 4 weeks. It's
but
not
my
that
family
big of a deal.
will not go destitute broke
days.
though. Right, it won't go destitute if I fail at this. All right, so I'm in a position where I can test it, so you don't have to. How about that? Look at that, I'm that.
Dude, I'm not even joking. So you guys
don't have to.
I'm pumped up about it. Like it's inspiring me to double down because one of my biggest problems with I just don't sell enough live, and I have so much inventory, and it makes me want to sell more on live too because I can. One thing about sports cards is. The weather is not an issue because there's card shows every weekend and they're indoors. So I can get and card shops. I can get a nonstop amount of cards. Just nonstop.
Kevin, you pointed out that right now you yourself and I have been trying to source for auctions and for eBay. And it's kind of complicated to do that. Like it's a balance. It's a balancing act. And I love the idea of simplifying my life of just like, I'm always sourcing for Dibdit. So the eBay comp doesn't matter as much. What matters is
Kevin still has to do eBay because he's got solar panel ads he's got to do on Flipper.
Here's the benefit, Dave. You don't ever have to pick up a rainbow vacuum cleaner ever again.
Yeah, I probably won't.
That's
man, they're worth good money. Maybe I'll buy them and sell them to you when you come down.
Exactly. That's what you need to do. Buy them and just put it all in your container, and I'll come down once a year.
I usually get them
the
for
trailer
$5
and just load it all up, and I'll be like, "What do you want?" And you'll be like, "Double my money here," and let's just go.
I'm actually open to that too. Yeah, just if I see if I see Rainbow Vacuum, Kevin, for free or $5, I'll grab it and put it in the container, and then I'll sell it to you for $20, and then we'll all win.
Dude, there's a lot of things I would buy if they were free or $5.
I find
Rainbow. I don't want to sell it all.
You're gonna find Rainbow Vacuums for $5 down here all the time because these
I
little
probably would
ladies,
pick them up and just
they went and they bought them back
sell
in the
them to
60s.
Kevin at like full retail because Kevin's gonna get double retail.
No, I mean I'm excited about it. I think it could kill my Flipper channel, but. That's okay. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully people stick with me.
Fortune favors the bold.
Well, and Kevin said at the beginning, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, there we go. There's one of Kevin's old-timey quotes.
What did he say?
He said something about a faint lady in fair times or something.
Fair lady, fate times.
Fortune favors the bold. Faint heart never won fair lady. Same thing.
Let's all get on the tables. Let's all do it, guys.
Kevin, we decided not to go to the comedian to watch a comedy show tonight because we got to get up early. We're going to do it tomorrow night because then we'll be like done sourcing.
Kevin, can we just have a good time sometimes, Kevin? Just
this is what it's like.
Just a good time.
Yeah.
Everybody's working. These guys, except for Carrie, everybody's working really, really hard.
That's kind of
okay. Yeah. And then when there's like Dave figures out that there's like a 2-hour window, he's got to fill it with something. I'm like, no, there's a 2-hour window.
Can I tell you about dinner tonight, Kevin?
Well, can we just get Wendy's
no,
and get
I'm
Frosties
cooking.
so I can edit a video?
I'm cooking.
Cooking Daddy is cooking something.
Daddy is cooking for Kevy. Okay.
Ooh.
I am going to make some Philly cheesesteaks, which Dawn will probably complain because she doesn't love
spicy.
steak. No, she doesn't love steak, but I figure I got some.
Steak?
I got some mac and cheese too.
Oh, okay.
So if she doesn't
that.
like that, she can have the mac and cheese.
Can we get some of that Rita's stuff for dessert again?
Oh my gosh, Jeremiah's, guys! If you love Jeremiah's, put a ice cream emoji in the chat, and we'll
frog
know.
emoji.
Frog emoji. That's better.
Frog.
How about frog and ice cream?
Yeah, have a frog and an ice cream.
Yeah. Anyways, Kev, but I splurged a little, and I got the USDA Prime steak.
Ooh.
Okay, so like the high grade steak for the cheesesteaks. I'm gonna make.
Did you put it on the trash to cash card or on the
I
cooking
split
daddy
it.
card?
I felt guilty putting it all on the trash to cash, so I did 50-50. I paid for half, and the trash to cash paid for half because I didn't need to buy. Well, so here's the thing. I was like, oh. You know what? I'll just get steak and whatever it's gonna be like $75 for all of us to eat Philly cheesesteaks and stuff. But then when I decided to go Prime, I was like, I probably got to pay for half of this because I don't need to buy the fancy steak. So
your next paycheck for trash to cash will be 2028.
No, I'm never getting. I've given up. The next paycheck I get for a podcast will be the No Banger Sports Card Podcast.
Trash to cash.
We're halfway to monetization.
The trash to cash funds are they're furnishing your lifestyle. Okay,
Yeah.
You're getting to have.
Your
I'm
mom's
not charging any of that.
The choice grade steak was on trash to cash, and thank you. We should thank the Patreons, really.
Yeah.
And then the Prime came from Cooking Daddy, so that was like the combined power of the two. Let's do that though, because I did send Carrie a screenshot, so I wouldn't. Because again, John was also making fun of us for not having the people's names.
That's why we're ready.
I just want to point some out. Every time that somebody sends something to this WhatsApp thing, I get a big ding in my head. So stop sending stuff. It's driving me nuts.
Who's sending stuff?
I don't know. You just said you sent something.
Oh, that was earlier today.
It's dinging. Anyway.
It's anything right now.
So, all right,
Carrie, thank our wealthy as a Patreon, our wealthy as a
Patreon tier, Kevin's.
Yes, go ahead.
Let's think. No nose picker, which I just found out is not like a nose. It's like
just now as you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's
Brian
not a nose.
Simpor Bill, which I can't say your name well. I apologize. Superhero Headquarters. I'd like to know where that is. Mike Camparelli. I love that dude. He shouted me out on Instagram today. Thank you so much.
Mike Meetups.
PaulsMerch.com. Whose merch?
Paul's merch.
Thank you very much. Vintage Sports Flips. Keith.
Yep.
We call him Pin It Daddy.
Pin It Daddy. Yep.
Pin It Daddy. Yep. We got Logan Murphy. It's been 2 years gone, and we still miss you.
Yep.
And then we've got Picks by Tyler.
Yes,
welcome.
thank you, Tyler.
You're newer, and we appreciate you. I love Vintage NYC. Where are you from? I'd love to know what part of the U.S. you're from.
I think NYC.
Jim Flippers. It's not some guy named Jim.
No.
It's like a gem, like a gemstone.
Yep.
The righteous gemstones.
I found 14 karat gold earrings today.
Oh, what? I can't.
Nice.
I need glasses.
Did you buy any of the jewelry at that last one? The one here in Palm Coast?
It
He had
was
a bunch
junk.
of jewelry on the
Who
table.
ate my chips?
It's junk.
That's a name of a channel or a person.
We don't know who ate
Buff
them.
in the stuff. I'm assuming he works or she works out. Alexandria Pickers. I think that's in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Ryder. J Ride Flips. CJ Bins Finds.
Yeah.
He's been finding stuff. The original
Pocket change.
Pocket change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, original. Mm-hmm. The Flipper Skipper and the.
It's taking a long time.
Seriously,
I
come
like.
on, Carrie.
I'm giving them their money's worth, guys. You guys don't take it serious. Lady Arbitrage.
You already did
I
that
love
one.
her, and
you
she's a
already did that
wonderful woman.
one. Are you rereading them?
No, I just. Look, I haven't even done No Nose Picker. I haven't
You
even
already
done
did that one.
yet. Paulsmerch.com. I didn't do anybody twice until you said it.
Lady Arbitrage, you did.
No,
twice.
I did that last.
You
because
did it
she
earlier
is my
too. You
favorite.
said we still miss you. Remember you said.
No,
Lady
I said
Arbitrage?
Logan Murphy. Did I say Lady Arbitrage?
You said Lady Arbitrage. We
Oh.
still miss you. Yeah,
I meant Logan Murphy.
Well, she's not here right now, so
We
I
do
thought
miss
you like
Lady
legitimately missed
Arbitrage,
Dawn.
who is defleeing the dogs right
All right.
now. Or the
So
dog.
can I talk about
That's
eBay
weird.
since
Yeah,
I'm the
do
only
your
eBay
thing.
seller here anymore, except for Dawn? I did for the first
Hurry up.
time. I said that I was going to stop shutting my store down when I left. So I kept my store open, and that meant my wife had to ship everything.
My wife.
My wife.
She called me yesterday, and she was hot as a firecracker. She was not happy, yelling at me. She was so ticked because she's like, "This is the dumbest system in the world. How do you find anything?" And I was like, "Uh-oh, this is not good." She had been looking for stuff forever, and I'm like, "Why didn't you just call me? I'll tell you where it is." And so I told her where everything was, and it was so for all you SKU Nazis out there, I don't use the SKU system, and my wife was not happy with having to ship orders without knowing where everything was at.
How do you have a channel? This is so boring.
What are you talking about? This is people
You
will
could have
argue
said all
about
that in
SKUs.
2 seconds. My wife's doing
I had
eBay
to
while I'm
give
gone.
context.
There, done.
I like to give context to my context. It's what a history teacher does, Kerry.
Just kidding. It's very good. I'm trying to compensate for the fact that Dave wandered off.
Yeah. That's our Wandering with Dave. Hey, Marcella.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Marcella Abel Curtis says, people can be so lame. I love y'all's humor. So there you go. Y'all three are ridiculous.
People can be lame. Yeah.
Yeah. And right selections, you three. So we know that Marcella is from the South because she said y'all. And then we know that right selection is not because it said you three are ridiculous. And I'm here for it. So
we are we're odd ducks, as the kids would say. I think the kids are saying that lately.
Quack.
No ducks, quack.
So
quack,
do I get
quack?
Quack.
My camera's going to overheat, but we'll keep going.
I also have an item that I messed up, Dave. I pulled a Dave. I have an item I have to cancel. So it was because of my flood. I had a set of books that the bottom book of the set got flooded. And so we had to get rid of that. And I thought I took all the stuff that got ruined during the flood down, but I forgot to take that set of books, and then it sold. So I got that problem.
See, we still have an eBay seller, and we can still do sale of the week, right?
Yeah.
You can look at Dawn's
stuff on. No, but we also don't have to. The sale of the week doesn't have to be on eBay.
Yeah, I could tell you my sale of the week on Dibdit.
No.
And,
what was your Dibdit sale of the week? Brought to you by Dibdit.com.
I got $12 for a pennant.
That's pretty good.
They're gonna be lower numbers.
I got $22. $22 for my Jaden Daniels Prism rookie.
There we go. Yeah, the number is gonna be lower, but I don't know. There's something so freeing about not caring where the inventory is anymore.
Yeah. As long as you're making a profit,
do care.
Turning and
I
burning.
haven't.
Well, yes. Yeah.
I haven't turned off the store yet. I plan on doing it tomorrow. Is tomorrow Sunday? No, Sunday is when I plan on completely turning it. I'm gonna get sales throughout the weekend, and then my first auction will probably be Monday, which will have already happened by the time this is live. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be good stuff.
Dibdit.com.
It's going to be fun. Dibdit.com.
All right, I've got my sale of the
Dibdit
week.
threads. Follow.
Okay.
Yep.
Here you go.
Polish and brush.
Polishandbrush.com.
Yeah.
We paid up for the .com.
I've got another one. See, here you go, Dave. You could source
Dave's
from comments.
Kitchenmarket.com.
There's a famous whatnot seller. Famous whatnot seller
Shop
who bought
Commons,
something
if you have
on
no other
Shop
place to go.
Commons to sell as one-offs over on Whatnot. I don't know if I should mention who it is.
Yeah, I feel like he's a chef. He's definitely a chef.
In motion. Yeah, he's a chef. 1980. It's not Dave. 1983 Motu Orko carry. That's the one you always struggle with.
Yeah, I always think it's zero for some reason.
Magician hat. Just the hat for Orko. Just the little figure Orko had a little hat. That's what.
Was the hat even removable? I don't remember that.
Because he had ears, and the hat goes through the ears.
And how much did that go for?
I'm asking you.
Oh, just the hat. I'm going to go $14.99.
I'm going to go $28.99.
$6.97 plus shipping.
I was close.
There we go. This is
It was
why.
on-
Why
to
don't
be
you just
fair-
sell? Why don't you just sell on Dibdit if that's
To be
what you're going to be
fair,
making?
I didn't actually listen to what the item was. I just figured I'd go higher than you. I was texting Dawn. I was bragging to Dawn about a sale, which I guess I do. Ooh, Pinjo Flipper is live right now.
Oh, yeah. I got to promote this. All
Yeah.
right, you guys talk.
I could do an eBay sale. We got eBay sales still going.
Is he on Dibdit?
Yes, he's on Dibdit.
Oh, well, anyway, so my sale of the
I'm the only
week.
one who does
Well,
anything.
my sale carry right now that I'm excited about is that diecast semi truck I told you about. $100 for that thing.
Look,
Pretty
Dawn
good.
sold this. A Riva stainless steel round teapot, geometric abstract MCM style. That's sold
What's that
today.
go for? I feel like I saw one of those today. Can I see the picture?
Yes, you can.
I want to know how much it sold for. Oh, I'm supposed to guess.
Oh, no, you're supposed to guess, but I can
let
show
me
you a
guess
picture.
first. Because it's Dawn, it had to be like 30 plus 40 shipping.
No.
Was the shipping
I
off?
actually think she charged too little on the shipping, if I'm being completely honest.
$10 shipping then.
She paid, it was only $8 shipping. Seems low.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah, what she?
So
Joey, you're live on the you're live on the Trash to Cash podcast, Joey. You're live. You want to say something? Look, see what he's selling, y'all? Check it out.
Oh, are you doing the voice of
There you
God
go.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Say something, Joey.
What's going on, y'all?
Say hi, Trash to
What's up,
Cash.
Pinjo?
Patreons.
Sorry we're interrupting you doing your
What's going on,
work
Trash to Cash?
with our nonsense.
How's he only saying hi to the Patreons? Can he say hi to the whole audience?
yes, you can.
Can I see the picture now?
That Motu thing, I found it in a
weird.
box and I recognized what it was. It sold for 30% off, so I don't normally list things for $6.97.
Where did she find? I've never seen anything like this.
I think she found that in Vegas.
I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of far, but it's like a circular teapot. It's wild looking. It's abstract, geometric. Yeah, $70 is what she sold it for.
Well, she sold it for $63. It was the best offer.
And then $8 in shipping.
What did she? Yeah. What did she find at the? Dave tried to send me to the right Goodwill, and I went to the wrong Goodwill. What did Dawn find at the right Goodwill?
She found, what were they called?
The Port Orange Goodwill, guys. That place is crazy.
Let me tell you what
it's far from us, but we do go.
She also sold a Showbiz Chuck E. Cheese little bib from like the 80s for $60.
That's wild.
It is wild. That's how Dawn rolls, though. She sells good stuff.
I couldn't believe your Goodwill. I go in there's a plush bin, and I'm like, what's the prices on these things? There's no price.
Yeah, that's my P corner.
Nothing.
Dawn sold the Linux Cats of Distinction Spice Jar collection things from the Port Orange, like at $35, $40
the cheapest plush I found. Yeah, that's pretty good.
No, yeah, that Goodwill's terrible.
$5.99 in that bin, and $6.99 for just terrible plush. I'm like, well, I'm out of here. But I stayed, and I got a couple of things.
No, the
employees were
You can always find like at least one thing there, but yeah, you don't want to go to that. You want to go to the Port Orange. It's far, but it's worth the drive. Or the thrift store up in Jacksonville. There's a couple.
Just go to the card shop, really.
Yeah. I mean, I tell Carrie I don't really understand how thrift stores can even thrive in Florida. There's so many other ways, better ways to source.
I don't know how thrift stores do it. Overcharging for everything.
It was busy.
They are always busy.
I think there was, and it's probably some viewers kind of struggle with this. There's a subset of people who are uncomfortable going to a garage sale. Like even getting out of your car, that human interaction of like not buying something and you don't want to reject the person. Like that's awkward for people. And the flea market's crowded, and if you don't like crowds, like I guess I get it.
Also, it doesn't work with their schedule sometimes. Yeah. And, people don't want to get up at the crack of dawn on their one day off a week sometimes.
Or on any of their days off, which is every day for some.
Yeah.
I can see it. I mean, it's like a go-to. But there was 3 registers, and there's people at every register. And I'm like, y'all are paying all this for this? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, my camera just died, but we can keep going. I can be just blank screen for like 2 minutes while it cools down because the audio should be fine. So we'll just keep going. I'll just be blank screen for a couple minutes while it cools off. So Kevin's going to go to I'm so excited about the Browns. I don't want to hype it up. It could suck tomorrow, Kevin. It's just fun.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say. I'm a little worried.
I don't think you're going to get crazy
I'm not
fines.
A flea market
you're not going to get crazy fines, but it's just cool. It's a cool vibe. It's like a very classic, like 90s market kind of vibe. It's just
there's like real. There's a lot of people who are like not every weekend like making a living on flea markets. Well, they're like just going there once in a while to sell stuff. So you can get better deals. We can get those. That big Funko buyout, which a lot of times you want to avoid Funkos, but at the prices we paid and the quality, it was worth it. And I don't think they've been there since or were there before.
I bought a Funko today. I bought a Sophia Funko.
The first?
Don't tell Dawn. She's already I bought mushrooms yesterday, and Dawn somehow ended up with them.
Yeah, if you get Golden Girls, Dawn calls dibs.
She dibs it.
Yeah, no.
I said the name. I wouldn't expect great things, Kevin, but there's a lot of snacky snacks. A bunch of food carts with snacky snacks and bagels and all types of yummy foods.
Porta potties galore.
A lot of porta potties. Do your poop before you go.
All right.
Or there.
Is there high? How does it compare to Webster? Is it like, is everything overpriced? Is there bulk deals?
You can make deals if you know how to do it.
It depends on the weekend, Kevin. I can tell you after we're there for 20 minutes.
Carrie knows.
I can tell you after we're there for 20 minutes, but there's almost, I would say Webster is more vendors on a normal weekend, not a holiday weekend. Holiday weekend is probably similar, but on a normal weekend, Webster's going to be a lot more vendors than the Browns, and the Browns is smaller. It's a lot less people, a lot less vendors than the Webster. But it's like, it's just vibing, Kev. Sometimes you just want to be vibing.
Yeah, it just smacks, as the kids say. It just smacks.
I got to get footage and inventory. And I brought $800 down here, and I have $5 left.
Did you said you were going to go to the bank.
I did, but they only let me take out $400. That's not going to cut it.
Well, you got to go to Bank of America. They let you take out $990. Okay. I took out $990 for tomorrow. Hopefully I spend it all.
You really want to tell people how much cash
you don't have Bank of
America
around?
I'm not always.
He's going to be in disguise.
I think it's funny too because usually like I have to lend Carrie money because he doesn't bring enough. Like he has the money, he just never brings enough.
I like to be on a budget, but then I never can stay on the budget.
Yeah,
because
so it's like 20 minutes in. He's like, "Hey, can I get like $600?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Dave, you should charge him the $4.50.
The $4 transaction
fee.
I should do that. Yeah, no, he finds good
stuff.
No,
you gotta also remember, I just come from years of being really, really a tightwad. So I've gotten better over years.
I feel like you think you're not going to find stuff, and then you do, and you're like, oh, well, there's all my money. I spent it, and I got to get more. And then he's hunting for an ATM.
Check out this sale, which is crazy because it's like 80 degrees outside. Here, I just sold a vintage Obermeyer women's snow suit.
Really?
What do you think? How much?
Well, hold on. It's crazy. Did it sell to someone
Shout
in Florida?
Out Railroad Reseller, because that's the day I met him. I bought that. It's been over a year. So snowsuit, because when I get home, like a month after I get home, we're going to go to the mountains and go skiing.
Okay.
So, oh, gosh. Are you still able to do
Rod
that at your
said
age?
he went...
Are your knees going to hold up, Kev?
I went last year, and I'm not going this year. I'm just going to watch.
Kerry, Rod said there's a
place
in Tampa where we can go sledding.
Well, that was when it snowed. That was a while ago.
He said no. I think they make snow or something.
You want to go sledding? Is what you're saying? I have not been sledding since I was like 15, but I'll go if you want to go. I will break.
They have one of those in Lynchburg.
Maybe it's not real snow. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not real snow. They have one in Lynchburg.
Okay. It's just like acrylic or something with some cotton candy in it.
AstroTurf.
All right. Well, anyways, it sounds fun.
Cotton candy, something like that. $100 I got for that snowsuit. I bought it for $5. That was a good deal.
Nice, Kevin. Congratulations.
Ooh, Marlboro. Well, I got to bring the eBay. I'm going to be the eBay
I have
guy
eBay
from
sales.
now on.
I'm not. I still have eBay sales.
Yet he quits
I'm
tomorrow.
quitting tomorrow or 2 days from now. I'm quitting in 2 days. This is like I haven't even done the video where I say I'm quitting yet.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, people are going to be so mad.
Yeah,
literally, guys.
I'm going to be in your comments just having fun, man. Just popcorn.
Why are you so mad? Just don't be mad.
Why?
Don't be mad. I'm just trying something. It's okay. It's all going to be okay. Just don't be mad.
I just want to say this real quick. Casa de Dave is pretty good. It's like being in a hotel. I come back and like the bed's made and all my stuff's put up. And I know Dave ain't doing it.
I made you an elephant out of a towel.
Yeah, he did.
Or at least it kind of looks like an elephant.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's a sale. You can guess my eBay sale price. Vintage home interiors, wood and brass, wall sconce candle holder.
One? Normally they come in pairs.
You only get one sconce.
One wooden sconce, yes.
Can you show me the size?
That's what she said.
I doubt it.
No, not show me a picture. Just like give me a size.
Like you're talking about fish.
Like 7 inches?
That's not 7 inches.
$24. $24.95.
Out of focus. That's annoying.
I'm guessing.
Sorry, guys.
I'm guessing $35.
$7.
Yeah, just go on Dibdit at that point.
Why am I out of focus though?
Yeah, he's so MCM wall sconces on Dibdit. I don't think so.
Dude, I don't. Who knows?
Oh, that's the other thing you could do,
what?
Dave. Partner up with Dawn. If she's not going to quit eBay,
yeah, I sell it to her.
You could pick and be like, okay, I bought it for $2. Of course, Dawn's cheap. So really you bought it for $2 and you're trying to charge me $4?
I'll give you $1 and you'll take it.
Like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm annoyed by this.
No, yeah, Dawn will definitely be like, I'm not interested. And then
I'll just give it to her anyway. Exactly. Probably, yeah.
She's like, I'll just get it out of your dumpster later.
Yeah, well.
I love it. Dave's getting all perturbed.
I don't like that I'm out of focus.
Well, Dave, I think it's best for the podcast if you weren't in focus.
It's bothering me. I have no good way to fix it.
Watch the soap episode. All right.
This is super unprofessional. I know a lot of people come to Trash to Cash for the professionalism, and I'm sorry that we're failing. Kevin's obviously
here we go.
Been drinking. Dave.
That's a little better, I think.
Okay. Here you go. This is the comment you're going to get next week, but you got it last week. So here you go. One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff says, live selling works better if you already have an audience. Mm-hmm. Kevin talks about selling to 5 people. No, I don't. These are often from the same the same buyers, right? These are often the same 5 people every live auction he holds. These people are fans of his channel, would likely buy anything from him. Someone else selling the exact same thing wouldn't get nearly as much money. I'm really not a fan of buying things off live sellers anymore because of this. That's just simply not true.
I think that's a big misnomer.
I mean, it is to some degree.
We're selling, especially on Dibdit, until we get more buyers in there. We're selling to a lot of resellers.
Dude.
Some of the cheapest people on earth.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why
I'm
it's
just
such a
telling
picky
you right now.
The better stuff
Sometimes
you bring, the
things
better.
work,
Listen.
sometimes they don't.
Good example is Dave was selling a product the other day, and we were predicting how much money somebody else would get for the same product, and it was the same exact amount of money.
Let's make it like even more specific than that. It was an action figure.
Yep.
It was on the card, and I said I would be delighted if that went for $7 on my auction. I said that'd be a really good one for me if it went for $7. And this was someone who just started Dibdit, and he got $8.
Yeah.
And he got $8 for
and
it.
here's
like,
the juxtaposition.
On eBay, that's probably a $12 item.
Yeah, but the juxtaposition, like certain things aren't grooving as well.
Yeah,
like,
some stuff there's
like
just no
the
demand for.
loose action figures. We
Loose
weren't
does
making a
not
ton
do
on
well
it
right
earlier,
now.
but then we do other stuff and it does well. You just like any marketplace, you have to figure out.
But I also
to
feel
cater
like
to the buyers.
Things
And
like
this-
loose action figures, a lot of people, there's a lot of minutia to it, and they don't really know it. You have to be a pretty good toy guy to be able to look at every action. You're better at this than me. Most action figures that are loose, I'm like, well, I'll pay $1 for it, but I'm not really sure. There's a few I know are great.
Death Pile
Yeah.
knows, right? He knows.
There's a few
his
I know
action
are great, but most of them I'm just like, for $1 I'll grab
Jimmy.
it, right? Yeah, Jimmy. There's guys out there that
Old
know
school
it,
flips.
but I think our buyers, they're more like, okay, well, on the card I can comp it really easy. I know what I can sell it for. I know what I can, you know what I
just
mean?
think-
Like, it's just
I think
easier
it's-
to do the new
I think
stuff.
sometimes on Whatnot it happens in my cards. There's people who come in because they enjoy the channel and they buy some stuff to support it. On Dibdit, I feel like it's a little tougher with cards, for example, because people are trying to flip it which is totally fine. I get it.
Yeah.
And that means
It
you
is
have
a
to make sure you
community.
have your buy prices right so that that you could be the middleman so they can make the profit on the back end. Or stuff
me
they like to
respond to-
collect, which is I'm always looking for.
To One-Eyed Willie. First of all, it's an amazing name
is,
and
it
amazing
is.
logo.
That's- We
So
should put some merch. We should do some
Goonies.
One-Eyed Willie merch.
Oh gosh.
That's from the Goonies.
But I think that his take is correct for Whatnot. If Joe Schmo goes on live on Whatnot, they're not going to sell. They're not. Just the first time it's not
if
going
they
to
bring
happen.
Street Sharks
And so,
on the card.
On your first auction, you might get two
Should
people.
we
If they
have
don't
like a
want Street
scroll on the
Sharks,
bottom
they're
of
not
the
going to buy
podcast
them.
saying join Dibdit.com since we're just doing like a
big ad
read
for it.
like an hour and a half?
I should just say this. So PS4, what is this? Storm 4. Have you ever heard of that?
Is this
game.
what Pinjo Flips is selling right now on his first show?
Pinjo just sold it for $4.
That's
his
probably about
second
what it
show
goes for on
Dibdit.
eBay, honestly, because it's
He has 38 people in there, and he just sold that one video game for $4. I don't know what it goes for.
What was
but
the
he sold
game?
for $4.
look it up on eBay right now.
What was the
Storm
game?
for
Storm.
Like, you remember that
4?
game?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
Bulletstorm or
PS4?
Storm.
Kevin, you got to at least give me the name of the item, buddy.
PS4
I'm gonna
Storm.
comp it.
Type it
I
up.
can't. He took it off the
PS4
screen, so I don't know what it is.
PS4?
I don't
It
know
was a
what it is.
PS4 or PS3, Kevin.
PS4.
Storm.
I'm pretty sure it's PS4. It looked like Storm. STORN.
Was it Ninja Storm? Was
I
it
don't
Ninja
know.
Storm? Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm? Was it that? If it was,
Storm? Is that even a word?
was
Yeah,
it?
looks
It was a
like it.
Naruto game. So I'm seeing.
looks like it,
I've sold that game. That used to be a really good flip from Blockbuster to Best Buy as a trade-in. You could get it at Blockbuster for like $8 and trade it in for $40 for a little while. That sells for $7 plus shipping on eBay. Someone sold it for $250 plus $6 shipping on eBay. And then let's see. So yeah, you got about eBay value. This one $5 plus shipping.
There are 40 people watching him. It's Friday at 4:30, and he's,
Close
he's
to
my
eBay
friend,
value.
but he's.
Someone got $10
okay.
plus shipping on eBay, so they did better than him. But
There you go.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. But this wasn't supposed to be a Dibdit ad. The whole thing's gonna turn into a freaking
No, but
Dibdit
I
ad.
just thought.
This
We talk
episode.
about
Oh,
what we're thinking about, though, right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking a lot about the dibbers, is what we call it.
It's hard not to think about it if it's going to become my only I sold
Yeah.
6 figures.
It's
last
hard
year.
not to not
Literally
think about
sold
it
100K
when
on
Kevin's
eBay.
constantly whispering in your ear, "You just made 37 cents on Dibdit."
Yeah, if I
Like a
mean, so what is?
creepy
I have
elf.
to pick a goal. Like I could look at my 90-day, but my profits are not going to be as high. My margins aren't going to be as high anymore. So I'm not really good at doing the math to really see how successful this is. I guess if I feel like I have more money at the end of 90 days, I'll let you guys know. Hey, I feel like I'm doing better.
Well, if you're cashing out your inventory, you
Yeah,
would
I feel
have
like
more
I
money.
would
It
have
doesn't
more
mean
'cause
you
I'm
would have
selling it
made
quicker.
the ultimate. But here's the thing about anything you put on eBay. The truth is you go find good deals, right? Some stuff sells right away. Some sells over time. And the honest
Some
truth
stuff takes
is
3
there's
years.
stuff that never sells.
Yeah.
And we're not always factoring that in because it's been so long. It's the stuff we do as giveaways or whatever we do to get rid of it, right? We redonate, whatever you do. So you're getting rid of everything. So
Yeah.
you're getting money out of the low end and out of the high end. And I mean, you should make less than eBay, but if you're doing it right, you'll make it a lot quicker and maybe be able to take that money and reflip it 3 or 4 times before you would have sold all the eBay stuff.
We'll see.
I'm curious.
If anyone
excited.
should try this, I feel like it's me because I'm so bad at eBay.
Yeah.
If someone should quit eBay, it's me.
Yeah, I mean, they're
you guys tell me every day.
They're about to quit you, so you should just do it.
Kevin,
you gotta dump them before they dump you.
Tina was like, Dave, I was looking at your picker comments. Why is everyone so mean to you? I said, I don't know. They're really mean. She's like, they're meaner than ever. I'm like, I know.
And then you just go on Cooking Daddy, and it's just...
and then, I go on Cooking Daddy, and they're the nicest comments ever.
Over there. You raise me up.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to stay here. The comments are nicer over here. Okay, what do you got, Kevin?
Best music... Cranston Sandwich says, best music from reseller YouTubers are easily Kevin... And whenever Carrie and Don have James Violet.
Oh, yeah.
My buddy. Shout out James Violet. He has not put out a record in years.
I butchered that song real good.
Good old James Violet. I know his real name.
Yeah. What is James Violet?
Is it James? That's his pseudonym.
Is it James Orange?
No.
It's just a different color?
Syracuse, his own. I think he's from Utah. Syracuse, Utah. James Violet. Go check him out on Spotify, guys. He's great. He's got other songs.
Yeah, no, I did enjoy that song. Back when Carrie was doing his daily vlog, that was actually, I did look forward to that song.
That song's a dope song. It's a great song.
Why don't you do daily vlogs?
Because I
guess
I could do it.
Check this out.
Especially on that channel.
Rev Resale says, from a happily scammed Patreon member, I like Dave. I believe he would lose me in his garage, but I still like him.
I have the pins. I have them, guys. We've just got to figure out a way.
I feel like...
I have an idea. Let me give the pins to you, Kevin, and you figure this out because I am still sitting on them.
How about what? But why does it have to be me?
You're the responsible one.
Because me and Carrie are
Remember when you were the responsible one?
We're at 1.5 years now. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to make it happen. I have to know my limits.
You could give him a...
He's about to quit eBay. He's got to focus.
All right, guys, let's see. We'll see. Follow my Flipper channel, and we'll see if in 3 months I have literally sold everything, and I've streamlined my garage to be like a live seller's fantasy. Is that the goal?
Everything in 3 months?
I don't think it'll happen.
I think awesome. You can't because you're going to be buying at the Browns. And you're going to bring that in. You're going to want to sell that because it's not up on the shelf. You're not going to sell all that.
What if all the new stuff I buy I put in the container, and force myself to sell all the current stuff first?
That's a good idea because then you'd have stuff for August.
Yeah, and I would also be able to see like how much I got out of the 38,000 in inventory.
Remember when you were NC Picker?
That's a good point.
Remember
yesterday.
Remember NC Budo?
Remember AI Picks podcast? Remember that? Yeah, we failed.
I told you would fail at that, but that's a different story.
Well,
listen, I'm at a sale yesterday, and I'm kneeling down, looking under. I always look in the cabinets and stuff.
He's not on eBay anymore.
And I hear a guy say, NC Picker. And I look up, and he's like, oh, no.
You're way worse than NC
He's
Picker.
He's like, you're Commonwealth Picker.
Hey, dude, that's cool that he knew everyone. That was at the flea market or at a sale?
My favorite thing is like when somebody knows one of us but doesn't know the other.
Remember Tommy Bernard?
Oh, yeah. Remember the Tommy Bernard podcast?
Remember What the Hales? Wait,
remember canceled his podcast?
Yeah.
What was the other guy you always talk about that like started the space? Do him.
No, boy.
Remember Redneck Picker?
Remember?
Keep your head on a swivel? Remember that? Go look up Redneck Picker Head on a Swivel on YouTube.
Remember Guys Without Jobs podcast?
YouTube core right there.
Guys, do your members down in there. Like, just remember the member berries about the reselling niche.
Yeah, reselling member berries. Things that happened in the past.
Something about eBay.
Maybe people got in fights with each other.
Oh, dude, people already do that. Like, remember when we didn't even have PayPal?
Remember when it was just flea markets? And eBay wasn't a thing?
Remember when the internet started? The show's off.
Remember horse and buggies? Remember Werther's?
CB Vintage. I got to just stop the nonsense for a minute. CB Vintage Collectibles. Wow, Kevin only did that much on eBay. Makes me feel about what I made. So I
what I
say,
what about what he made?
last year.
Skipped a word.
But and I say this and people don't believe me because I told that to Josh and he's like, "That's all 129,000 or whatever." I'm like, "Dude, this is still part. I only sell 20 hours a week. That's what I do on eBay."
Kevin, if you did all in
I'm trying to
eBay,
get to 150.
all in eBay, No YouTube.
No
You
YouTube.
never had a YouTube. Like you're just an all in eBay. Or what do you get? What are you gonna gross?
Okay, so first of all, about 20% of my eBay sales are to viewers, so you got to nix that. I think I'd do 150.
So you're saying if you did,
He'd lose 20%, but he'd gain like 50,000.
I would lose 20% of my sales, but I would do eBay. I work 65, 70 hours a week. If I could do just on eBay,
is this Commonwealth math where you have
easily.
people working 65
Not
to 70
profit.
hours a week for you? Or
I
you
think
yourself are doing this?
Kevin, I think, is that because of where you live? Because I feel like you could get higher than that. I feel like that's a low estimate.
I'd have to change my source. I'd have to like J.
If you lived in Florida, it'd be a different number.
Higher than that. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, 60 hours a week in Florida. Yeah, definitely. I think 150 would be the floor.
Yeah.
If I put 60 hours every week into reselling, I think this is the gross number. 150 would be the floor,
gross.
and it'd probably be.
It's gross to talk numbers.
I'd probably
on a
make
reselling
connections.
podcast, guys.
I'd make connections.
Yeah, if I made connections, and maybe I need to make
suppliers, and I'd
connections if I'm going to be a basically a wholesaler
Dude,
daddy.
it's huge in cards. Connections.
I have
are a big
opportunities
deal,
and I never do it, and maybe I'm going to need to start to do it. We'll see.
That's like sports card reselling 101. I go to my local, the shop that you introduced me to, K&T's down in Ormond Beach. I don't ever pay sticker on stuff. It's because I go back and I buy all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a discount every time. I didn't ask for it either. They just gave it to me because I'm a.
How are the?
What's up?
Both. This is a question for both of you. How are the flea markets in July and
Bad.
August?
Dave,
Like,
they're
how-
bad.
like-
Like one.
They're
maybe.
bad. They're
bad?
just bad.
Okay. So
Almost
you
not
know
worth
those
going to.
people still want to sell their stuff, but they still want to sell their stuff. They're just not going out there because they're not getting as much, and it's hot as you know what.
Heck
So
fire.
why don't you try to make
Balls.
those connections for the storage unit buyers and the estate people in those hot
could.
months, and you can get their inventory from them in those.
I
hot
could also
months.
buy units. I mean, there's a
Why
lot
is
of
it so
places
weird?
to buy units.
Why is it
It'd be
so
kinda fun.
slimy when you say it? You can get their stuff. How about
Yeah.
you just purchase stuff from your friends?
I think, maybe this summer is when I try some storage units, and I'll try them on my picker channel too.
Be hot
It'd be hot, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
because they're doing it right. They're the middleman if you're buying it off of them, but if you could just do it for 2 months in the summer or whatever.
Yeah. If I decided to quit eBay in June, then I could literally not even worry about sourcing and just sell all my inventory throughout the whole summer. But now it feels like you're right. Yeah, maybe I'll run out of inventory right when summer comes. So that wouldn't be good. I gotta make a plan. Gotta make a strategy. But then again, if it's because I sold $40,000 worth of stuff and brought in $20K instead of whatever I'd normally bring in that time period, I'd have extra money. I'd have nuts stored away for the summer.
It's not like sourcing completely ends either. Like
No,
that's
it's still
like
there.
something that I don't with cards. It doesn't end. It's year round, and also you could be doing lots on eBay. You could buy lots everywhere, man. You
Yeah.
can go on Shop Commons if you're desperate. You
Yeah.
can go to all sorts of places.
Yeah, that's true. And you're right too. Like the first year I was here, I didn't prepare for summer, and so I had to source all summer, and I did okay. It just wasn't fun.
I remember that
Yeah.
first year. You were
I was
talking
surprised.
like you were like it wasn't as good as you thought, and then that changed.
Yeah,
quick.
once fall and winter
Dude,
comes,
it's like
Mm-hmm.
imagine like we went from like me and Don talk about this. We moved from Vegas where we were sourcing and then hanging out at the house a lot, and like we weren't hanging out with people as much. We come here and we're immediately in like the Dave vortex, right?
always
So it's not,
busy.
but it's also the picking vortex too. It's
Yeah.
like I like being busy, thankfully, but like we are just constantly going, and I enjoy it, but it's hard. It's a whole different issue. Like we have too much right now, and I imagine it does slow down picking wise in the summer.
It will. Well, it would slow these last. I mean, I didn't go sourcing last week or this
I could
week.
go to a card show for me, which is a place to pick, every single weekend here in Florida.
Yeah.
Every single weekend. It was once every 2 months if I
Yo.
was lucky in Vegas.
Guys, Carrie and Dawn got hit on in the villages at a card show.
So yeah, I was making some deals
Pretty
on
cool.
cards, and one of the elders of
Kevin,
the villages.
his name was?
I think his name was Kevin. And he was just talking Don up, and I was listening. I was like, I had a vibe. And then Don played dumb. He said something like, everything shuts down at 9 p.m. here at the villages. And Dawn's, of course, playing dumb. She's like, oh, everybody goes to sleep because they're old, right? And no, he said no. That's not what he meant.
No.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
That's just when it
That's
gets
when
I
it
think
goes.
we may have
That's
had
when
an
the party
indecent
starts.
proposal moment at the villages
That's
when I was
kinda
at the card
fun.
show.
Ooh, how much would it take?
Got to ask Dawn. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, no, the decision from that movie is a partner.
We would not. We would accept
Southern
no
Vermont
amount of money
Vintage
from the
Carry.
people
This
of
is
the
for
Villages,
you.
is the answer.
Southern Vermont Vintage says the fires in California are going to change the market forever. As sad as it is, we must move forward. The current grading companies must be crunching numbers as they know most of the cards that could be gone forever now.
Ooh, dang.
That seems ridiculous to me.
Well, no, listen, I heard that the guy who owns the most valuable Jordan card or whatever it was, remember we talked about it like a few weeks ago, ChatGPT told me the answer, that one guy in California owned 3 of them, of the 6.
Well, there's definitely going to be some.
So what if he was one of the houses that burnt down?
Yeah,
well, there's some cards that were lost in the fire.
There's millions of people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In Southern, but it's got to be a tiny percentage. It can't change.
I don't think it would change the market forever. I don't think so.
If like the biggest collector ever lost it, maybe.
There's definitely like I've seen on Instagram some stories of collectors that lost their a substantial amount of their collection. Also, a lot of the collections nowadays, people are starting to move to these vaults, which you've heard of, eBay vaults. But PSA has a vault, Fanatics has a vault.
Do you know
a lot of people are storing them off-site, ComC, stuff like that.
I watched,
and what are they doing? Buying it on the
some of these people are. Some people are buying a auction on PSA or Fanatics Collects, and then they are leaving it. Yeah, they're leaving it at Fanatics Collect, and maybe they're upping the price as a buy it now. Maybe they're waiting 6 months, then they're rerunning it. You have all that capability now on eBay as well. eBay Vault, I think, will allow you to do that. ComC. There's a lot. Cards are cutting edge in some aspects of reselling.
Well,
really.
My camera's dead again. Hello, I'm a blank screen again. That's fine. I saw a TikTok today where the guy was basically saying, someone called him at his car dealership, and he said, "Hey, I have a Magikarp PSA 9 1998 card, and I want to trade it for a Mustang or whatever." And the Mustang was $54,000. And so he's like, I just want to do an even trade. And the guy's like, well, it's not worth $54,000. He's like, yeah, no, I actually appraised it myself. It is worth $54,000. And the guy's like, yeah, but I'm looking at eBay.
Self-appraisals.
I'm looking at eBay, and there's several available for $30,000. Seems like
we run into those people at yard sales sometimes.
Which, by the way,
this.
Can I just say, like, 2-3 years ago on Whatnot, I was selling 98 Pocket Monster Pokemon cards. I'm pretty sure I sold a Magikarp or 2. I'm sure they weren't PSA 9s, but I sold a bunch of really good cards like that in just lots for like $30-$40 a piece. I was delighted because I paid $5 for all of them.
The Pokemon scene right now is going through a 2020-2021 sports card moment right now where people are fist fighting. You know, like people are getting physical at Costco's and stuff. Allegedly, you can see the videos.
Does this mean that they're doing well?
Yeah, well, like I don't really understand it though, because people are buying these ETBs or these, the ones that are open where you can see what kind of cards are in them in the packs, like for $30-$40, and I think they're selling them for like $120 shipped. So there's maybe some margin to double up on them. It's easy money, I guess, if you want to wait. I don't want to do it. If I found one at a Target, I'd open it.
That's weird.
So, the second sale I go to today.
My earphone's being
you
weird.
stop this video?
Sorry, second sale you went to?
Okay, first of all, the video I put out on Picker, I told Dave would be an absolute bust. You remember me telling you that?
Mine is a bust today, 10 out of 10.
Well, it was a bust at the beginning, and now it's shot way up. It's going to be a number 1, I think. It's gone nuts. But it was a bad day of yard sales. But I just put something that all resellers relate to. I said, this is when you know to leave a yard sale. Because the lady, I asked her how much for the pair of shoes. She picked them up and took a picture of them and told me the price. That happened today at a yard sale, so I'm happy I'll put that same thumbnail out. But this lady today, I'm like, it's like a racing jacket, like a windbreaker. And she takes a picture.